Tonight, there's open warfare across Libya as Gaddafi's forces launched an all-out assault. Government troops advanced on rebel strongholds backed by tanks, artillery, rockets and warplanes. But the insurgents say they've managed to hold at least 2 of their positions. With the battlegrounds constantly shifting, the situation across Libya remains highly fluid. After yesterday's bombardment of Zawiya, rebels say they're now back in control. Misrata came under the heaviest attack yet from Gaddafi's troops. The regime's forces also retook Bin Jawad. But later, rebels fought back, and there were also skirmishes in the port of Ras Lunaf. In a moment, our Foreign Affairs correspondent Jonathan Rugman in Tripoli has powerful testimony of Gaddafi's onslaught. But first, our international editor Lindsay Hilsum is in Benghazi with details of the frustrated mission by British Special Forces. Lindsay.
Samira, this is the most extraordinary tale. What they're saying in the Foreign Office was that this was a group of diplomats who came here to establish links with the new council running eastern Libya. They say that this was not a covert mission, it was completely open. But I have been told that these people did have close protection, and that would explain why they are armed. But it wouldn't explain why they came in by the route they did. What appears to have happened is that this group came in by helicopter in the middle of the night and they landed in the desert. We were at that area earlier. We're told that they linked up there with a man working on a local agricultural project and they landed in the middle of the night. And that's why they aroused suspicion and that's why they were arrested and they have been detained for the last few days. But it's perfectly easy to come here by land. That's how we got here. The British are very well regarded here. People in eastern Libya say that David Cameron has made very positive statements about the uprising here. So they're very upset and surprised. One member of the council said to me today, why did the British come through the window when they could have come through the door?
They thought they could land in the desert undetected. Men we understand to be from the special boat service, reportedly escorting diplomats.
Local people tell us that the helicopter landed here, about 25 miles south of Benghazi, just outside a village. They say it was 2 a.m. and the local youth, the rebels, were very suspicious. That's why they arrested the men and took them to the city.
After the helicopter lifted off, the men were brought to this agricultural project. People here were nervous of the camera as they showed us Calvin Klein underwear with a secret pocket that they said they'd found in the men's bags. In the village, we found a young man who said he'd been guarding the project that night.
When they entered the gate, we fired warning shots. Then we asked them to step on one side. When we searched their bags, we found guns and bombs. We asked, how did you come here? And they said, we came in a private aircraft. We asked, why did you come? And they said, we came to reconstruct Benghazi. We said, if you came to help, why did you come at this time of night?
The rebels have anti-aircraft guns, so this was a dangerous mission. British sources say they thought they had clearance from the committee running Benghazi. Apparently not, and here suspicions are high.
Anyone who lands here will be met with fire. Whether they're British or American, they will find raging fire. If you come in peace, we will deal with you peacefully. But if you come with violence, you will be met with violence and fire.
People here were happy with perceived British support for their revolution, but this botched mission has dented their trust. The Foreign Office confirms that tonight the 8 men have been released and left on HMS Cumberland, here in Benghazi to evacuate stranded foreigners. The question people here are asking is why didn't they arrive by the same route if their intentions were good?
And Lindsay, tonight the situation's got murkier with Libyan state TV broadcasting footage apparently suggesting the British ambassador has been talking to rebel forces.
Yes, and this is one of the things that makes this very, very difficult for the British now. Libyan state television appears to have recorded a conversation with the ambassador, Richard Northern, and the former justice minister, who we met the other day. He's the head of the council for the east of Libya now. They were talking about humanitarian missions, diplomacy, and so on. But state television also said that a young Libyan in London had met David Cameron and talked about trying to get arms. Now, of course, this is propaganda. We have no idea of the truth of that. But what it does do is makes the British situation here much more difficult. And it means that whatever links the British wanted to establish, it's going to be much harder now.
Lindsay, thank you so much.